Hey everyone, it's Drunken Taku here, and today we hit 200 subscribers. Couldn't do it without any of you guys. You guys are all awesome. Nothing makes me happier than getting up in the morning and reading your comments and your discussions, and it's just amazing. Each and every one of you rock. You know, it's far more subscribers than I actually thought I'd ever get. I love every single one of you guys. You guys are amazing. I genuinely mean that too. But today I asked you guys to ask me some questions so I could do a little, ask me anything on YouTube. And a couple of you guys actually came out and asked me some questions, so, that makes me pretty happy. The first question comes from Diego Stark, and he asked me 3 of them. How old are you? Where are you from? And what is my job? Well, I'm glad you asked that. I am 33, just turned 33 on March 1st. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. And as far as my job goes, well, my primary job is a dad. Other than that, I do work with my brother's Magic the Gathering business, and I do other internet-related jobs to bring in a little extra income so I can kind of work from the house. I'm looking for something that's going to be a little more full-time and have a much more steady income. So hopefully I can find something like that here pretty soon. Next question comes from Tori, and she asked me, what anime made me become an otaku? Well, my journey as an otaku started in the mid-90s. Well, early the mid-90s. And, I was a kid, and I stumbled upon a whole bunch of really awesome, super ultra-violent OVAs and movies at the local rental store on VHS. Now, I could sneak these past my parents because they're like, oh, cartoons, whatever, you're a kid. Go ahead and watch them. Oh, man. I saw so much horrible stuff. It's not even funny. It's great. But, I didn't even really know that was anime at the time. I just thought this was amazing. I didn't realize, what it was what I was watching at the time. Started making bootlegs of those, and when I got to middle school, found other kids who were into that kind of stuff, and we started trading those bootlegs back and forth, and kind of formed a little club and things like that. And older brothers of some of the friends would come in, and they would bring stuff in. And then the first anime I got into, though, and it's my favorite anime, was Evangelion. And my friend David at the time, he gave me a bootleg of the first 2 VHS volumes that he had. And I was blown away. First time I watched an actual series other than, these OVA movies and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then I went out and frickin' bought both volumes with my allowance and stuff like that. And then I just had to keep going out and buying them as they came out and watched it all the way through and got kind of obsessed with it, and just loved the hell out of it. And then, when End of Evangelion came out, it just, hyped me up even more. But yeah, from there, got into stuff like Record of Lotus Wars, and, then eventually Toonami came out, and I started watching all that, and it just, from there, that was just kind of my journey and how it started. And this really put me on the path. But even before I was in the anime, I was always in the geeky shit, man. I was in the horror films, obscure horror films like that. My Aunt Judy raised me on that shit, and she raised me on H.P. Lovecraft, and, then, of course, I watched Star Trek with my parents, and I was really into Star Trek and things, so in sci-fi and fantasy. So, as far as that goes, I've always been into more of the geeky, nerdy stuff to begin with, so it's just how my life has gone. The third question comes from, and I hope I say this correctly, Godo Oraihara. And he asked me that he hopes that I do all of Monogatari. And yes, I am going to do all of Monogatari, every bit of it. Going to watch it from beginning to end. And as more stuff comes out, I'm going to keep watching it. And he wants to see my reaction to the Zaragato series, which I think is the Camboro cycle, if I remember correctly, the whole full title of it. And yes, that series is coming out like once per month. And yeah, when that's finished, I am going to react to the whole thing. You know, I've already been asked it a couple times, and yeah, it looks interesting. It's something I'm going to watch. So once it comes out, I'm going to watch the whole thing, knock it all on out. He asked me if I want to do Madoka, and sadly, no, I'm not going to do Madoka because I've already watched it. Now, if another Madoka film comes out, yes, I'm going to be all over that, and you will get to see the reaction to that. And other good stuff, yeah, you recommend me an anime series, and I'll probably add it to my list at some point. When I asked for anime series from you guys a couple weeks ago, I literally added every single show you guys suggested to my, to my queue to watch at some point. So, it's going to be fun. Mikey Hansen, who also has a YouTube channel, he asked me what made me get into YouTube. Well, I just did, honestly. I decided to, right as Konosuba Season 2 was coming out, I was like, you know what? I'm going to film my reactions to this. I have been watching a lot of reactions lately. Last year, I kind of really got into watching them and got a lot of enjoyment out of it. I'm watching anime literally all the time anyway. Why the hell shouldn't I just put a camera in front of my face and go to town, If anyone likes it, they can watch it. If they don't have to, And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. And so that's what I did. And I don't regret it. It's been a lot of fun. The only downside to doing the reactions is I'm not watching as much anime as I used to. Because I used to sit there and just binge on the couch, binge an entire series, 2-course series in 1, maybe 2 days. I just knock it all out. And now I have to pace it out a little bit more because, how I do things. And then I'm like, oh, I want to watch this show. Well, what if it's reaction worthy? Then they'll miss out on some awesome reactions. So I'm sitting there like, ah. But yeah, I love it. I love every bit of it. Spybdar, I hope I said that right. He asked me 2 questions. What do I think of the idea of reaction videos, and what is my criteria for choosing an anime? Well, I love reaction videos. Like I said in the last question, I love watching them. I enjoy them. Like I said last year, I started really getting into watching reaction videos, and I just pick an anime that I liked, and I would just go through and watch every reaction video from all sorts of different reactors, and I just kind of watched them all, and I just binged the hell out of it. I spent probably more time watching reactions at some points than actually anime, which is sad, but I did. My criteria for choosing an anime, well, for the channel, for stuff to react to, stuff I think you guys are going to enjoy. Simple as that. As far as anime that I want to watch, I like a wide variety of anime, to be blatantly honest. There's no one type of anime I like or one type of anime I dislike. As a general rule of thumb, I'm not a huge into the whole rom-com, slice of life stuff, as a general rule of thumb, but, that doesn't mean anything. I might enjoy it anyway. I also don't really go out of my way to watch the whole cute girls doing cute things, but I'm watching Gabriel Dropout this year, and I'm watching May Dragon. Those are both kind of that in some way, So, there's no real rules as far as what I like and what I don't like. Alright, next up is Devin P. And he asked me, well, since I don't drink, I'm going to ask about food. What's the best food I've ever tasted in my life? Okay. I had to think about this one. I'm a sucker for seafood. I'm a sucker for tacos. But I think the best thing I ever had was this old restaurant I went into not too long ago. It was probably about 6 months to a year. And they had this Cajun blackened shark steak. And it was delicious. Utterly delicious. Every bite was fantastic. And they had these really nicely breaded onion rings that got along with it. And the same restaurant had a really, really good cheddar and broccoli soup, which I'm a sucker for that. So, yeah, that was probably the best food I've tasted in my life right now. Yeah, but besides that, like I said, I'm a sucker for tacos, man. You give me some tacos and I'll be your best friend in the whole world. Senshado asks, what are my favorite YouTube channels? And do I watch other reactors, and who do I recommend? Well, yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube, As far as non-anime channels go, I'm a fan of, things that have a lot of information in them, things that are kind of weird and creepy and strange, and things that are just kind of funny to begin with, So, I like all-time conspiracies. I like Rob Dyke's Seriously Strange show that he has. I like the game theorists and the film theorists and shows like that. Vsauce, Crash Course. As far as weird stuff, I like like Mr. Nightmare and Creepy McPasta. And then for funny, of course, epic rap battles of history and Ninja Sex Party and things like that. So I like a very wide variety of stuff. And yeah, I do love watching reactions. And some reactors I really personally enjoy. I love Junk Putty. He's just a cool dude. He's chillax. He sits there and he watches anime. He's a good guy. I like Desert Reviews. He does some good stuff. And he's doing the Monogatari series as well. Memory Reacts is pretty good. He just kind of switched his channel out. So, subscribe to him if you haven't already at this point. I hope I say this right. Makenshi Critiques. I like. He talks a lot about a lot of things while he's watching anime. It's pretty cool to watch him do it. AnimeBlazeDOTcom. He's a pretty cool dude, and he has just a lot of hype when he watches his anime, and he's got so much hype going on it makes you hyped. He's just so into it, so excited when he's watching something. It just really just makes you excited to watch it as well. Wukong, same thing. I like Wukong. He's this real fun guy. Real fun. Otaku Saga, I love those guys. Panel of 3 dudes sitting there watching anime, and a lot of times they're just kind of reviewing it as they're watching it. Or they're just talking about stuff, and they I may not personally agree with all of their viewpoints. Okay, I know at least one of them hates Evangelion, but that doesn't mean anything to me. So so like I said, I don't necessarily agree with all their viewpoints, but they're really interesting to listen to. And so if you haven't watched them before, check them out. They're pretty cool. And then one I found not too long ago that I'm really digging is UI Zora. And she doesn't really have a camera. She just kind of has the audio in the background that you can kind of follow along with sometimes. She does listen to the dub of anime, so if you're really against the dubs, then you won't like her all that much. But her reactions are really genuine. She, I don't know, that's she's really emotional, and it sucked me in watching her Steins Gate reactions and watching her Code Geass reactions. So if you want to see some really heartfelt reactions, you can check out her. So she's got some pretty cool stuff going on as far as that goes. But yeah, I kind of watch almost all the reactors, to be honest. At some point or some time, I've watched them all and I've enjoyed them all. It just who's got a show out that I want to see a reaction to. But yeah, those was a couple off the top of my head, and I'll put links to all their pages down below, so you can kind of click on them and go. All right, I think that is all the questions I got today. So that's as far as that goes. I'm going to do another one of these again, when we hit 300 or something like that, or maybe just for the hell of it at some point. Like I said, I really enjoyed, answering some questions from you guys. Hope you enjoyed my answers. Uh, Hopefully, I get good news and my glasses are ready to be picked up tomorrow, because it's been 7 days since I had my appointment, and these things are just about bit the dust, and I'm blind without them. I mean, I can, if I'm leaning forward, I can see the screen pretty good, but without them on, man, I'm just like, I can't see anything at all. One thing I think I'm going to add to my channel at some point, just for fun, is maybe do a few Let's Plays here and there. I do play video games. I enjoy the hell out of them. Only reason I haven't really played any before on here before is the past couple of weeks I've been without a game system. It bit the dust, and I got a new one coming in like tomorrow or the next day. So I'll be pretty happy about that, getting a new PlayStation. Maybe I'll play the Berserk game, put it on my channel. Or maybe I'll do another, anime-related game of some sort. Be kind of fun. That's about it as far as that kind of stuff goes. I've got more Neko Monogatari coming up here in a bit. I already filmed the reaction to it, and I'll be editing it up and putting it online here in a little while. Of course, I got more My Hero Academia coming up. I meant to get all Steins Gate up today, and I just ended up being kind of busy and not being able to mess with anything too much, so that'll have to go up tomorrow probably. Let's see, I'm forgetting anything else I want to talk about real fast before I leave? Oh yeah, I am going to be doing a live stream of Mars of Destruction, so that's going to probably suck. It's going to kill me. But yeah, other than that, that's about all I can think of to talk with you guys about. It's getting pretty late over here, and I want to get this up before I go to bed. So, you guys have a great night. Please like and subscribe, and leave me comments down below, and all that other good stuff. You have a good one.